Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality back here with you today. First recorded video in a bit since I'm back from vacation now. So I thought I would get into this little story that you could see here on your screen about Colin Kaepernick blasting his adoptive white parents of perpetuating racism. This one kind of hits home to me a little more than other stories just because, and I think I've mentioned this in some of my other recorded videos, that I myself am adopted. I'm a white Jew. My parents are white Jews. I mean, I should say that when I was born, I am not actually biologically, if you will, Jewish, but was raised Jewish. So I was raised by, I guess, what if you want to say, parents that did not share my ethnicity, if you want to say that. I'm not really sure the right terms necessarily to apply to that, but the adoption part is what kind of hits me because, you know, you can just see someone here accusing their adoptive parents who did something remarkable for him, as all adoptive parents do, you know, of taking in a baby and raising it. And his response was basically, if we scroll down here, that essentially his parents were some disagreements he characterized as problematic and attributed to racism. And you're probably going, well, what could those possibly be? It was because he said that his adoptive mother voiced concern about his decision to braid his hair in cornrows like one of his favorite NBA players, Allen Iverson. And after getting his hair braided, Kaepernick's mother warned that his hair looked not professional and a little thug. Okay, I know there's debate these days over whether the word thug is a racist word or not. I personally do not think it is, because literally anybody of any skin color can be called a thug. It's not exclusive to a particular race. But for her to say it doesn't look professional, okay. I mean, the first thing my brain goes to in this is that if my parents came to me, and again, being white, I would probably look really stupid in cornrows. Other people look good in cornrows. Other white people, I would not. I've never had particularly long enough hair to really do that, I guess. In fact, I can't even tell you how cornrows are done. But like, speaking of long hair, being that, I've been a metalhead for over 30 years at this point, like if I was to decide that I just wanted to have my hair really long, like down past my shoulders, I'm pretty sure my parents would have had near the same comment for me, saying that that doesn't look very professional, and maybe they wouldn't have used the thug word, but they would have said something to me for sure. And in fact, they said many things sort of like that, like maybe you should look this way, or maybe you shouldn't look that particular way, because you want to have a certain perception. And even though, like I said, my parents are white and so am I, obviously I never would have accused them of racism or anything like that. But I just think this is really stupid. This is like a stupid argument that it looks like he's just trying to be a good communist. Like, this is something that you would see out of like Cultural Revolution era China, which is the children denouncing the parents over the smallest possible thing. Like, this is a literal non-issue. Okay, this isn't a thing. And, he wants to come out and say, like, well, how do I navigate the situation now? But also was informed why I have my hair long today. Okay, well, he can wear his hair however the hell he wants to today. He's an adult. But as a kid, your parents certainly can dictate to you, and they probably should be dictating to you how you should be looking and dressing, okay? Because kids are dumb. Kids don't know what they should be looking like, or anything like that, how they should be wearing their hair, or what clothes they should be wearing. You need to be telling them, otherwise you're going to end up with someone that just looks like an idiot out in public. Simple as that. Or just there's someone that's going to draw a lot of eyeballs on them for really no reason. And here's James Lindsay, who's great. And if you're on Twitter, you should definitely follow him. And of course, says right here, what a surprise that he's a filthy Maoist. And that's 100% accurate. So that's essentially what the whole point is here. He's a good Pavlik, and that's Karl Markowitz, who was actually born in the Soviet Union and knows something or two about communism, if you were, denounce your parents for the cause. That's what happens. And as we've seen with this guy, I mean, he's an idiot. First of all, he's just a dumbass. He got tossed out on his ass from football because he turned out to be not very good at the sport overall. Basically, if I'm remembering correctly, and I very well may not be, he had one good year. Then people didn't want to play him because he started just sucking. So no one wanted him to play, and then he just became a headache. And whether you believe there was collusion or not to keep him out of the league, the fact is that he just became a headache, and people probably in the league were probably like, we don't want to deal with that. So there's really not a whole lot more. I see some nice choice language there. Not a whole lot more stuff you can really say here other than his parents are, regardless of what side of the political spectrum that they're on, even if they raised a communist piece of garbage like Colin Kaepernick, are good people for adopting him and taking him into their family, because I'm not sure if anybody knows this, or that's listening to this, I should say. I'm sure people do know it, but his parents are Colin Kaepernick is actually half black and half white. His father, which is the black part, I think I read somewhere that his mom doesn't know where his father is or anything. Like, it might have just been like a, one-time thing, and off he went, and then 9 months later, little Colin shows up, and then this family took him in and raised him, even though they had kids of their own already. So they did a good deed, and then they've got this kid coming out and essentially just being like, thanks, but the regime demands that I make up some slight and denounce you for it. And the whole reason he's doing this is because he has a graphic novel coming out. So he's trying to get back into like the public consciousness, because he tends to dip in and out every so often, and the media fawns over him because, oh my God, he's coming back. Maybe he'll get back into the league. No, he's not going to. He's done. Okay, so let's stop with that. And just what he did here, I mean, his parents, I'm sure they're his parents. They've spent how much time and energy on him for his whole life, however old he is. He's probably in his early to mid 30s at this point. I'm sure they're gonna still talk to him, but my God, if this was my kid who did this to me, I'm sorry, but I wouldn't have anything to do with you anymore. I would just be like, get the hell out of here. Okay, and unless you know that there's actual racism there, if there's a reason that they were holding things against him specifically because of his skin color, which that's all racism is, and this is not it, then you can't call it that. So as you can see here with Colin Kaepernick, last sentence here kind of sums it up. Everything with him is racism. It says now called the police, the NFL, tennis shoes, his country, and even his own parents racist. So it's one of those people that doesn't really seem to know what the definition of the word is, because if everything is racist, then nothing is racist. So let me know what you think about this utter piece of crap doing this. If you're adopted out there and you're listening to this, I'd like to hear your point of view specifically, just because, again, I am as well, and this is kind of hits a little closer to home for me given that part of the subject. But let me know what you think. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll talk to you later.